We live in a world that struggles to respect women. Despite progress, the respect deficit remains glaring. This issue transcends borders, cultures, and communities, affecting women from all walks of life. It plays out in subtle ways and overt displays of bias. From microaggressions to blatant discrimination, the disrespect is pervasive. In professional settings, women frequently find their ideas dismissed or appropriated by male colleagues. This lack of respect is a tangible barrier that women encounter daily, affecting their mental health and well-being. Conversations with friends and support groups often reveal shared experiences of disrespect and marginalization. Statistics paint a stark picture. The numbers highlight the systemic nature of the problem. Women still earn less than men for the same work. The gender pay gap reflects deep-seated biases in the workplace. Despite being equally qualified, women often find themselves hitting the proverbial glass ceiling. Their voices are often absent from decision-making tables, perpetuating a cycle of exclusion. The disrespect runs deeper than numbers. It is embedded in everyday interactions that women face. Casual sexism, dismissive attitudes, and societal expectations limit their potential. These interactions accumulate, creating a significant impact. This pervasive disrespect erodes their confidence and makes them question their abilities. Women often have to go above and beyond to gain the same recognition as their male counterparts. This essay is a call to action. It's time to dismantle the systems that perpetuate this disrespect. We must challenge the status quo and create environments where women can thrive without fear of discrimination or bias. It's time for women to rise and claim the respect they inherently deserve. Every woman deserves to be valued and respected for who she is and what she brings to the table. It's time for a world where the scales of respect are finally balanced. A world where respect is not a privilege, but a fundamental right for all women, regardless of their background or circumstances. The modern workplace, for all its advancements, remains a battleground for gender equality. Despite the strides made in technology, communication, and organizational structures, the issue of gender inequality continues to persist, casting a long shadow over the professional environment. Women encounter disrespect in myriad forms, creating a professional landscape riddled with obstacles. These obstacles are not always overt. They often manifest in subtle, insidious ways that undermine women's confidence and professional growth. The gender pay gap persists, a blatant symbol of the value placed on women's contributions. Despite equal or even superior qualifications and performance, women are often compensated less than their male counterparts, reflecting a deep-seated bias in the valuation of their work. For every dollar a man earns, a woman, on average, earns significantly less. This disparity is not just a number. It translates into real-world consequences, affecting women's financial stability, career progression, and overall quality of life. Beyond the disparity in wages, women find themselves passed over for promotions. Despite their hard work and dedication, they often see their male colleagues advance while they remain stagnant, leading to frustration and disillusionment. Their ideas are often ignored. In meetings and brainstorming sessions, women's contributions are frequently overlooked or dismissed, creating an environment where they feel undervalued and unheard. Their authority is questioned more readily than their male counterparts. Women in leadership positions often face undue scrutiny and skepticism, having to constantly prove their competence and worth. This subtle undermining creates a culture where women must constantly fight to be seen and heard. The emotional and psychological toll of this constant battle can be immense, leading to burnout and decreased job satisfaction. They're often relegated to support roles, their leadership potential stifled by a system that favors men. This not only limits their career growth, but also deprives organizations of diverse perspectives and innovative ideas. The disrespect manifests in other insidious ways as well. Inappropriate comments, unwanted advances, and microaggressions create a hostile work environment that can be both mentally and emotionally draining. A general lack of inclusivity creates a hostile work environment for many women. Being excluded from important meetings, social gatherings, and decision-making processes further alienates them and hampers their professional growth. This toxic culture not only impacts their professional growth, but also takes a toll on their emotional well-being. The stress and anxiety resulting from constant disrespect and marginalization can lead to serious mental health issues. It's time for a radical shift in the workplace. Organizations must actively work towards creating an inclusive and respectful environment where all employees, regardless of gender, feel valued and supported. A shift that values women's contributions equally. Recognizing and rewarding the hard work and achievements of female employees is crucial in fostering a culture of equality and respect. A shift that dismantles the systemic barriers they face. This involves not only addressing pay disparities and promotion biases, but also challenging the deep-rooted stereotypes and prejudices that hinder women's progress. A shift that creates a culture of respect, where women can thrive and reach their full potential. By fostering an environment of mutual respect and inclusivity, organizations can unlock the full potential of their workforce, leading to greater innovation, productivity, and success. One might assume that the home, a sanctuary of love and support, would be immune to the disrespect women face in the wider world. It is a place where one expects to find solace, understanding, and mutual respect. However, the reality is often starkly different. Sadly, this is often not the case. The very walls that should protect and nurture can sometimes echo with the same disrespect found outside. Even within the supposed safety of their own homes, many women encounter disrespect. This disrespect can be subtle or overt, but its impact is always profound. This can manifest in unequal divisions of labor. The expectation that women should handle the majority of household chores is deeply ingrained in many cultures. Women are often expected to shoulder the burden of household chores and childcare. This expectation persists even when women also work outside the home, leading to a double burden that can be exhausting and demoralizing. Their emotional labor, the unseen work of managing the household and caring for the emotional needs of family members, is often overlooked and undervalued. This imbalance creates resentment. Emotional labor includes tasks like remembering birthdays, planning family gatherings, and providing emotional support to family members. It reinforces traditional gender roles that confine women to domesticity. These roles limit women's opportunities and perpetuate a cycle of inequality. It prevents them from pursuing their own aspirations. The time and energy spent on household tasks and emotional labor could be used to further their education, career, or personal interests. Disrespect in the home can also take on more insidious forms. It can be more than just an unequal division of labor. Emotional abuse, controlling behavior, and a lack of agency over their own lives are realities for many women. These behaviors can be subtle, like controlling finances or making all the decisions, or they can be overt, like yelling and belittling. This domestic disrespect can be isolating. Women may feel alone and unsupported, even when surrounded by family. It can chip away at their self-worth. Constant disrespect and lack of appreciation can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. It can leave them feeling trapped and powerless. The home, which should be a place of refuge, becomes a place of confinement. Creating a home built on mutual respect requires open communication. Families need to talk openly about their expectations and responsibilities. It requires a conscious effort to dismantle traditional gender roles. This means sharing household chores and responsibilities equally, regardless of gender. It requires recognizing and valuing the contributions of women, both seen and unseen. Appreciation and acknowledgement go a long way in building a respectful and supportive home environment. Only then can the home truly become a sanctuary of respect and equality for all, a place where every member feels valued, supported, and free to pursue their dreams. Stepping outside the home and workplace, women encounter disrespect in the very fabric of public life. From catcalls on the street to being ignored in conversations, these everyday encounters, though seemingly small, chip away at their sense of self. They serve as constant reminders that the world does not always view them as equals. Public transportation becomes a minefield of discomfort. Women are often subjected to unwanted stares. They are made to feel unsafe by men encroaching on their personal space. The fear of violence, of being harassed or assaulted, becomes a constant companion. Even spaces intended for leisure and enjoyment are not immune. Women are often judged more harshly for their appearance. They are interrupted more frequently in conversations. Their opinions are dismissed. These subtle forms of disrespect create an environment where women feel constantly scrutinized, judged, and silenced. It's time to reclaim public spaces as safe and respectful environments for women. This requires a collective shift in attitudes and behaviors. It demands that we challenge the norms that perpetuate this disrespect. It's time for women to walk freely, without fear, in a world that values their presence and respects their right to exist without harassment or judgment.